this video, I'll be explaining a menu-driven Java program that performs various file handling operations like creating, deleting, filtering, and checking files. This program helps to understand how to use the Java input-output file class effectively. So let's get started. The program belongs to the package called file oops. It imports these libraries. So Java input output file is for file handling. Simple data format is to display the last modified date, and scanner is to take the user input. The main method starts by first printing my register number, and then after that it calls the menu function, which repeatedly shows options like create a file, open existing file. I'll show you where it is. Over here. So in the menu function, we can see repeatedly shown options like create a file, open an existing file, rename a file, delete a file, create a dictionary, find absolute path of a file, install the files and directly filter files by extension, show last modified date, check if file exists, and exit. So when the user chooses an option, each case runs the corresponding function. Creating, opening, and renaming files. First we need to create a folder. So let me run the program and show you. Over here we will enter a choice. First we'll create a text file. Enter. We'll name the text as Karunya. File Karunya is successfully created. Then now we will open an existing file, that is to enter file name to open. Karunya. So absolute shows that the file exists, and it also gives us the absolute path of the file. Next we will see enter a choice, that is rename the file. Enter your choice 3. Enter current file name Karunya. Enter new file name. We'll keep it apricot. So I entered the choice number 3, that is renaming the file over here, and I entered the current file name, which is Karunya, and I changed its name to apricot, and it shows us the output as file created successfully to apricot. So next choice we will enter is to delete a file, number 4. Enter file name to delete, that is apricot. Enter. So file deleted successfully. We will create a dictionary next. A directory. So enter file. Enter directory name to create. We'll name it as fruits. So directly created successfully. Now let's find the absolute path of the file. We will put apricot. So this is when this is the error coming. So now this is how we do input output handling in Java. So file.create new over here. File.create new helps us to create a new file if it already doesn't exist. Open file checks whether a file exists, and it prints the absolute path of the file. So let's see. These are the functions that will help us in managing the files. Over here we get to create a new file. Over here, these are the various functions where we can do the operations on the file. This is the function for creating a new directory. This is to list all the files in the directory. This is to filter the files. This is the last modified date. This is for the absolute path. This is to check whether the file exists. So in the last modified date, let's go to the last modified date. So over here it shows when the file was last updated. It uses simple data format. Over here, going to absolute path, and the absolute path displays the full file path and checks if the file is present in the directory. So this program is useful as it demonstrates file and directory management in Java, exception handling, user interaction via menu, and the importance of file class methods. And it is a great project for beginners to learn Java input-output concepts. So this is all for this video. Thank you.